Hello Taurus, welcome to my YouTube channel and kia ora koutou katoa. And welcome to my Facebook page as well if you've come across this video on Facebook. So I want to start off as always saying thank you to those of you who have subscribed to my YouTube channel, and also to those of you who have followed and liked me on my liked my Facebook page as well as on Instagram as well. So I do encourage connecting with all three platforms, because I put different content up on each platform and that sort of thing, so which is appropriate for each platform, of course, but it's kind of like, yeah, it's a very interesting journey learning about all this stuff. So and that sort of way, the technological side of things, and as usual, we're always learning. So anyway, and I feel like there may be something going on with you guys and girls as well with all that as well, so it's kind of maybe doing your head anyway. So anyway, welcome to either platform that you're watching this video on. So let me see. So yeah, and if you haven't subscribed and or liked either one of those platforms and hooked up to either one of them, yeah, please do so now and or at the end of the video. That would be really cool. So also feel free to share the videos to friends or people that you feel like you may be interested, or just share it because you can. That's up to you. Not being bossy or anything, but that's just if I don't ask, then I don't get. And there may be something like that may be going on with you as well. You may not be asking for help, but if you could, but the thing is, if you don't ask, then you're not going to get, or you're not going to find out, get what you want, or get a next clue, or the next step, or the information that you need. Okay, so to take the next step, or whatever, for whatever it is that you're doing. And so anyway, the other thing is just a reminder: these reads are general, so just you know, it's not going to make sense to all of you right now, but it may more so make sense to you in the near future. Okay, so don't try and make it fit though, however, because like I say, it may not resonate with you right now, so it may be more of a forecast. Okay, so the other thing is check out what your other signs are, because they may be helpful to help bring a wider perspective of what is going on with you and some different information. So on saying that, just to yeah, okay, where they go. Okay, we'll get to that in a minute, Spirit. So anyway, so this reading is for those of you who are Taurus, and Taurus may be in your sun, moon, rising and or Venus sign. So if you don't know what your other signs are, please check out in the description box below. There is a link to a website that has a free calculator on there, and it will work it out for you. Okay. The other thing is that if you would like to book a reading or a healing session, or find out more about the workshops that I'm putting up, check out my Facebook page. The link is to get to that page is in the description box below, and also you can make contact through me with me through there if you're wanting to book a reading or a healing or into one of those workshops. Okay, so at the moment those are in-person workshops, and hopefully I'll be doing more of those called short courses or workshops online soon. Anyway, okay, so where we're starting off with, okay, so I have my new deck here, the Starman deck, which I'm still kind of like working with that as well, and my Sacred Earth Oracle deck, and also my trusty tarot deck. So we'll see what happens with come up, whether I'm going to be using those. The last one I didn't use the my old deck, but we'll see what happens as clarifies, because I feel like it didn't really need to be clarified. And on saying that, and there may be, I don't even know why I'm talking about that one for. So there could be something that's going on in your life at the moment that maybe is you may be feeling like you need a little bit of clarification to help you take the next step, or wanting a little bit of backup information. But I'm hearing with Spirit is like start trusting yourself about what that is, and like they said, like was said before, if you're unsure, just ask, basically. Just ask, and then you will receive. And because what I'm hearing is, so some of you have got, there's this Ace of Pentacles which has come up, which is the first card up, and the Ace of Pentacles is about you know, that you planted a seed. Something is working, something is growing, okay? So, and it's like you are now, because that's what it is carefully attending. This is the theme around the Ace of Pentacles in this deck, is I carefully tend the seeds of success. So I feel like there's something new that you're building, and maybe a new building, maybe a new building. It may be a new house. It could be a new building, a commercial building, or or a residential property, or whatever. It could be, something that is to do with money or financial income or career, or in that sort of way. It could be a new business. It could be, a new branch off a business, branching off a business you've got, but it's about tending to those, to the success, that of planting that seed. So, there's that saying from, when you're planting the seed of a oak tree, it will grow. There are acorns that come from that, it grows. What is that? So the potential is in the seed, the acorn, which is, hang on a moment. The oak is in the acorn, okay? So that's where, I've not heard it, but for some reason I want to say it that way. But from which a little acorn grow, there is a mighty oak tree. That's where that's what they mean by that. And then there's that same thing as that same meaning. It's in the acorn. The oak is in the acorn because that is the beginning, basically. And if we tend to those sorts of things, and I feel like there's some of you, tend to looking after what is in the ground, what from the ground, that's a foundation, and, do what we need to do, or do what you need to do to build it, a good solid foundation, and getting things right from the beginning, or as right as possible, or as correct as possible, and get all the information you need. There's always room for growth and improvement, because we're always learning along the way. So it's gathering and and not being, I'm hearing like Spirit say, not being in too much of a rush, but getting all your dots and I's dotted and your T's crossed, but looking and being a little, quite not pedantic, but being mindful and open about how you're growing, the amount of time and the amount of energy that you're putting into it. It kind of might be a little bit more than in the beginning, because that's how things grow. But there is definitely potential there and great things to come from whatever it is that you're doing, as you're tending to the success of the seed, okay, that you're planting, okay, or planted. Some of you, it may be, and it may be a relationship that you're going into, because it could be because you are an earth sign, and this is the Pentacles are earth. So I feel like this Ace of Pentacles is you, Taurus, because of that. That's you going into this new project, this whatever it is, that your business or career or study that towards a career. And then we have the Nine of Pentacles. So the Nine of Pentacles is about, I am choosing my path. I am in charge of my destiny. And it's like you're taking the bull by the horns in a way, and you're taking these leaps and bounds, and but not rushing it, because it's like I'm feeling like this is about grounding and foundation as well. And then we have the Eight of Wands that comes after this, the Pentacles here. And the Eight of Wands is about I can make this happen. So, and it just means that you're going to obviously put in energy. There's energy required to make it move forward, to propel it forward. So, and depending on where, and that's not just like physical energy, they're talking about positive energy, good thinking energy, planning energy. So it's thinking, with a business mind, thinking with an open business mind, where it's going, which goes back down to this amazing foundation that you're building at the moment, okay? And getting things as correct as possible, as possible, because there are gonna be hiccups along the way, and that's, you're gonna iron some things out on the way, but and you're not gonna be always get it like hit the ground running with everything as smoothly, and you know, I feel like it will run smoothly, but you know, sometimes we always find a flaw somewhere in it, which is good, because we're being what do you call it, self-critical, but it's about, what do you call it, constructive criticism and that sort of thing, or constructive feedback, constructive, you know, observations about what is working, what is not working, and getting that feedback from others around you to help you out, as well as putting it out there. Then we have the Judgment card is in this group. So it's like this Ace of Pentacles is like maybe where you are now, is where this the theme, or how the cards coming out today. And then we got this card here with the Nine of Pentacles and the Eight of Wands and the Judgment here. They've come out together. So the Judgment card is about, you know, it talks about being in your goddess self, being in your vibrant goddess or God self, as you move through this, you know, through life, basically, and looking at, it's like you may have been feeling a little bit low, a little bit down, and not being in that self, and not in your power, but it's like something is shifting within you, and it's like this is, you know, I feel like this is you, and maybe someone else with you. It's about this. It's like this will, like, you know, in a way, kind of help out. You know, it will set you free in the end with certain aspects about yourself, and like maybe your income as well. It's like in all areas of your life. It's like you see. Set you free in the sense that you see another side of you that not so much that you met, some of you see it, maybe that you haven't seen before, or it brings out something in you that you had not seen before for a lot of yous, actually, or some of yous, but also it goes deeper than that, and it's not so much deeper, but it's shallow. It's just like, okay, it's like it brings out that sense of trust in you, and it brings out that sense of, yes, you know, I can overcome this, and yes, I am actually, you know, pretty good at this, and it's kind of like, and yeah, no, I can do this. So there's that sense of achievement in that way. So, but there's been a judgment in the way, because this is kind of like, you know, it may be that you've judged yourself and that I can't do this, or this is not going to happen, or there are other people around you, which is you may be thinking will judge you, but at the end of the day, it's ultimately us that judges ourselves, because we don't do it. You know, we don't fulfill something that we want to have a go at, and we get into other people's judgment thoughts. Now, some of them we may be thinking or responding to them, or overthinking and reading it like that they're judging us. But for us to be thinking that means we're judging ourselves. So it's kind of like, and there's a sense of blame as well with that, you know, in the Judgment card. It's like not allowing ourselves to get caught up judging ourselves in that way with the Judgment. But it's there's a sense of I don't know where they're going with it, but there's a sense of revelation in that way, of not allowing ourselves to go there, okay, and to get up. And some people, yes, they do judge, but it's like, we don't need to take that on. Okay, that's interesting, because, oh gosh, I have to have a little cough there. So there may be something about you not speaking up, or clarifying, communicating and expressing yourself clearly, okay? And it may be that you have spoken, but you have not actually walked your walk and talked your talk, or talked your talk, you know, in the way that you have been trying to tell other people to talk. It's maybe you're not following suit. So there's a sense of judgment in that as well. So maybe you know, like for some of you, yes, you may be the one that is judging somebody, okay, for the way that they speak, for the way that they do things, and It's like, so for you to be doing that, there may be something that there's a mirror reflection that's going on there. So it's like di-ho, take a look in the mirror for some of you. So there's a lot going on in here, and as well. So, And when we are moving through things and we're processing and we're doing, as we're making changes in our lives, whether we're creating a new business or we're creating a new building or doing something new that's outside of our comfort zone, that something is brand new and something that is maybe not so brand new for some of you, but it's still transition, it's still change, and it's still growth and evolvement and all that. It can push and challenge us, but also other people as to where we're going. So this is why all this stuff is coming up, and you may be feeling like you're questioning yourself and questioning others and blah blah blah, but it comes back to you, into that you know, I wanted to say like that holiness of you, but that integrity, that honesty of where you're coming from, you know, and what you're putting out there and how you are doing it and how you're responding, and you know, that all that sort of thing. So that's a really interesting one, that one of the Judgment. But this is about, you know, like I say, this is stepping into your God or goddess that you it's like, I am vibrantly alive and I live into the God and the goddess I am, that I am. And I hear about like revelation in that, okay? There's a revelation in that for you. It's going back into like being in your power with love, peace, harmony and joy, excitement and adventure, and prosperity and abundance. And then we have the Emperor, and that's the next set of, these come out with another card with the Pentacles, 8 of Pentacles. So the Emperor, and he talks about, you know, leading by example. So this is really you leading by example, and with courage, and, you know, in your courage as well. So it takes, you know, and sometimes, you know, and they're talking about, and like doing, it's like, you know, that you know, that you know, that you know, that you know, what you know. And it's like, but sometimes, you know, when we, it's, you know, some people don't see that. So I feel like you might have been challenged a few times. It's like you just have that inner deeper sense. It's like, I know I've got to do it this way and take this step, and then we'll leave that for next. We'll come back to that, or whatever it is. So, and or setting up something or doing something. It's kind of really interesting. But it's like, this is about, you, like with the Emperor, it's like leading by example, basically. And then with the 8 of Pentacles going into the 8 of Pentacles, which is you, is I am doing the work I was born to do. And it's about bringing all your skills together, and whatever it is, like with your, whatever you've studied, whatever your life experiences are, it's like you're bringing them all together. And this other knowledge, and connecting with your spiritual side, and bringing through that, and channeling through energy, or like listening to your intuition, and maybe that's how you see your spiritual side, whatever it is for you and your guides. So it's like you're bringing it all together, and it's like, see how he's like, or she, they're bringing all the stuff is together. It's like coming together for it. It's like you're wrapping it up in all your skills, and you're bringing it into this project. It's like, yay. So you can see more now how what you've learned in the past is very helpful to bring through like a strategic plan as to how, and you know, and goals and setting, and how you're going to, or whatever, for whatever it is you're doing. It could be a project, it could be a workshop that you're planning on doing, it could be, you know, or a course that you're bringing together, whether it'll be online or in person. I don't know. It could be like I say, a building project, or a brand new business, or a branch off of a business. It could be a retreat that you're working with, and it could be of course, I'm hearing a job promotion that you're working with, and you're presenting, or a brand new job altogether, new employment, and you may be stepping right outside of your comfort zone and doing something completely new. It's like, I feel like you know that the universe, and you know that within yourself, that you're meant to be going that way, you know. And then here we go with the 4 of Cups, which is the last 2 cards that come out. It's like, I am hurt and poisoned by life. And there's some guilt, and there's shame, and there's regrets, and blah, 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 and that's around there. And you maybe, that's with some of you, and if you go to that space, and you start going to that self-pity space, you know, it's going to end up being a like toxic energy there. So it's going to stop you. So it's like, what I'm hearing is that is, you know, if you're unwilling to break break those spells or break those habits, break that way of thinking and feeling, being and doing things, it's going to hold you back. So they're talking about not letting somebody else hold you back as well, okay? That may be around you, and it's because it's like sometimes people will challenge us, and sometimes it's like, so I feel like there may be a water sign that may be connected to you as well, that may bring up, and it's like you're questioning things as well, or somebody with water around them. But I also feel like for you is not to go, for some of you it's about not going into that space when you're feeling like maybe a little bit overwhelmed. So, you know, breathe, meditate, exercise, do something, you know, that that helps you. Take a breath. It's like counting from 5 backwards. There's a lady that uses teaches the 5-second rule that she discovered for her and used it for her. In breathing, take a deep breath in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and out. 4, 3, 2, 1, and do that 2 or 3 times. Maybe you want to count to 6. Maybe you just want to count to 3. But it's just breathe, taking a deep breath in and letting that out. And so when you're feeling a little bit overwhelmed, or when somebody else's energy is around you, or you go into that space, so skipping into that space. So that's what the 4 comes about, but do not go there. And if you do go there, pull yourself out of it and look at what you want to achieve, because we do have the Chariot. So you have a choice. It goes back to one of the other cards here. Where is it? The 8 of, where am I going? We have a choice of where we want to go. You know, what we want to do, how we're going to do it. When we're going to do it. It's like bringing that plan up, you know, out to the fore. And it's about leading by example, and it's about tending to the seeds of success and being in charge of your destiny. That's where they want to go with that one, being in charge with your destiny. So there's that, those there. So I kind of feel like that's the main, you know, you may be going through a funny little, with this moon cycle at the moment, like this push and somebody, you know, pushing wanting to run with things, and it's, but I just, yeah, and I kind of feel these cards are saying you're on the right track. So, alchemy, which is like this manifestation. So alchemy for me is, you know, like the meaning of alchemy is that you can turn something into, from water into gold, you know, liquid gold, you know, whatever it is that you know, put your mind to, that you set your goals to, your intention to, you will achieve. Okay, that's where that hand there, it's like, all the power to you. And it's like, so holding that hand, it's like, yeah, that energy is what I'm feeling there. Cool, that's coming. And I want to pull this one out because it's sticking right out. Absence. So I'm feeling that more absence of mind. So it's kind of like being, you may be getting tired, or you may be getting overwhelmed. So they're just like bringing yourself back into the moment again. So you're not caught up with all sorts of other things. And you may, you know, and it may be your children that bring you back into it. So taking that moment to sit and be with them, because children can help us to bring our energy in if we stop and observe them and don't get them, and if they're grumpy or whatever, like join them, bring them together. It's like, okay, yeah, well, mum's grumpy too, and you know, but I'm tired too, but let's go and let's have a break. Let's have a, you know, I was going to say a Kit Kat, there's an ad on TV, let's have a Kit Kat, but you know, for that chocolate. And I'm not advertising it or anything. It's not meant to be doing that. That wasn't my intention, but it's just a phrase that we often use over here, or used to use over here in New Zealand with an ad. So I'm not sure if it's used over there somewhere else in the world. But anyway, but it's like taking some time out to smell the roses and maybe play with the kids, whatever. Anyway, I feel like that's all I have for you, amazing people. So actually, I'm drawn to black tourmaline for some reason, but I'm just saying absence. So black tourmaline is a beautiful crystal. This is in its raw form. This is quite well, it's not a huge piece, but it's a good chunk, a good size there. And black tourmaline, I'll just read. It's actually, I use it for clearing energy, and I use it for protection, just as in clearing energy, and just for protection from negative energies as well. Not so in the sense that sometimes, because of the work that I do, can, excuse me, you could be, you know, some bits of energy that kind of like hangs around. So, and it may be a little bit dense or a little bit lower by vibrational energy. So I have one of these around, but it also is good for clearing chakras and things like that. So I have, you know, I use tourmaline for all sorts of things, because, you know, black, you know, all the colors of the rainbow basically blended up in here in this color. So it's kind of, there's lots of uses for it, but it does, you know, it offers a, you know, a really strong, like I say, protective field, which assists in deflecting inharmonious energies as well. So that's what I mean by the clearing. But until the power of love allows us to transcend the need for protection. So in a sense, there's that. And oh gosh, I want to cough again. So somebody's not actually expressing themselves. So it may be that it's clearing that. So, and it is a supportive crystal to help those sensitive beings who are easily influenced by inharmonious energies, which is kind of where that protection side of comes from. So it's not a protection out of fear, it's a protection in the sense that, you know, to help lessen the absorption of those sorts of things, and that's in that way, but from those inharmonious energies. So, and like this cards, the like it says on this card, it's like the message on here, well, not so much the message, but well, yeah, it is a message actually. It is about, you know, until you feel like you don't need to, you know, be protected all the time. This is a really good crystal, and from everything and anything. Okay, sometimes depending on where we are in different parts of our lives, if we kind of feel like we want it or need it more than other times, and if it, you know, and sometimes if at all. Okay, so anyway, that's, I use it more nowadays for a clearing tool, on saying that, but it also helps one's ability to ground and anchor higher vibrations of light into the physical body. Aids cultivation and inner wisdom, that's where I was wanting to go. Stability, courage, patience, and also helps influence the adrenal glands, kidneys, spinal column, the colon, and the legs. Okay, so grounding, protection, you know, root chakra, base chakra is where that one is really good, helpful for it as well. Clearing of this, I've got kyanite on too. So there's something there. There's something going on there with something coming out for some of you. So speaking up, speaking your truth. Cool. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there with lots of love, peace, harmony, joy, excitement, and adventure, but also prosperity and abundance. Okay, from my spiritual team, the angels, the energy of the Zions that I'm working with a lot closer with me now. And also your amazing Taurian sign, Taurus, no, sign of Taurus, okay? I kind of feel like I want to say it around that way. So anyway, yeah, bye for now. We'll see you next Monday. Okay.